You're watching CarTell.tv and I'm Simone.
When a car is being sold for 14 years, it is bound to be special. That was the previous Land Rover Discovery.
Today I'm reviewing the new 2018 Land Rover Discovery in the TD6 HSE trim.
This one is the replacement that came after almost a decade and a half, so it's got a big job ahead of it.
So far we know that it's lighter than the previous model and more powerful in most cases.
But this was never what the Discovery was famous or loved for. Can the new one meet the important requirements? On the design front,
well, the Discovery was never a timid creation that you could miss on the road.
The new one isn't either. However, the new Discovery is not as imposing. The front looks like a proper Land Rover Range Rover, with the curvy hoodline, elegant grille and modern headlights.
Gone are the conspicuous headlights from the previous generation, but these look pretty good as well.
However, have a look at the side view and you'll hardly notice these 20-inch wheels, since the elevated far rear section simply grabs all the attention.
And not in a good way. It almost looks like an afterthought, tacked on to the otherwise fine design.
However, this is a price we'll gladly pay when we see why this was actually a great idea. The rear also looks boxy and not very well thought about, but this was the case with pretty much every Discovery.
Surprisingly, even the 2-litre diesel pushes the lighter Discovery easily.
But the one I have here is a 3-litre V6 diesel. It produces 190 kilowatts and 600 newton meters of torque. The massive twisting power is available from 1750 revs, so it is a joy to drive.
Officially, it consumes 7.2 litres, which is a bold claim when compared to the previous model.
It is a luxury car, so ride quality is outstanding. It is very comfortable. Body roll is present, but not too intrusive, and electronic air suspension is impressive.
Even with these 20-inch wheels, the car is pretty comfortable.
The gearbox has 8 speeds, and having in mind the massive torque at low revs, it helps make driving effortless and quiet.
The point of driving the Discovery is luxury, comfort and interior practicality. Now from this point of view, the Discovery is one of the best cars on the market.
The all-terrain driving system provides loads of off-road modes, including mud, sand, grass, gravel and snow options.
Or the possibility of safely getting through 900 millimetres of water. Now, not that many of us will find ourselves in these kind of conditions, but it's nice to know you can if you needed to.
Similarly, air suspension's highest setting allows 283 millimetres of ground clearance.
And yes, it still has a low-range transmission mode.
The inside is the best part of this car. For me, it's even better than the off-road ability, which is pretty awesome.
The all-new interior design is pretty upmarket. I mean, not as fancy as the Velar, but still pretty elegant.
It's simple, well designed, made from top quality materials and easy to use. The fit and finish are also great, and touching any surface gives the feeling of a premium interior.
Well, almost any surface. This plastic here on the side of the console does feel a bit cheap, but perhaps that's just me being picky.
If you've seen our Velar review, we talked about the weird gearbox control, and it's present here as well.
Looks awesome, but it's pretty unorthodox.
There is, of course, a rather good infotainment system, but Land Rover has a number of optional infotainment features which, along with upping the price, also add amazing functionality. All seats are great, bathed in high-quality leather. Even the rear ones have something that resembles bolsters.
Not so huge as to be intruding, but good enough to keep you in place.
Again familiar from the Velar, the doors go under the sills.
So as you're getting in or out of the car when it's dirty, you won't get any dirt on your trousers or legs.
This is especially important for children who find it difficult to climb into the high seats.
Legroom and headroom in the rear are great, and there's even an option to get rear entertainment system in the front headrests.
The rear in HSE also has rear charging ports and climate controls for the rear seats.
The floor in the back is completely flat,
which greatly helps if you're driving 3 adults in the back. Furthermore, the rear seats slide in the same way the front ones do, giving loads of versatility.
If I were to complain about one thing in the back, it's the fact that seating position is rather low for adults, which means that taller people won't have the leg support that we're used to in higher class SUVs.
Also not a big problem, but something still worth mentioning. However, the new Discovery has another awesome interior feature.
The, let's face it, less attractive rear part of the exterior is designed so that it provides more interior space in the 3rd row seats.
Even without sliding the 2nd row seats forwards to the point of no comfort, you can fit 2 adults in the 2nd row.
Dual sunroofs make the 3rd row really bright and pleasant.
The 3rd row seats are definitely not just for show in this car. They're almost equal to the ones up front, even featuring ISOFIX and heating as an option.
There is an option to add heated 3rd row seats. Never seen that in my life before.
Being a proper family SUV, the Discovery has plenty of interior storage space. The front part of the central console also has cup holders. Now, slide the cup holders forwards and you'll reveal a secret bin which is really deep.
This section with the aircon knobs has a little button that says open.
Press that and surprise, surprise, it opens to reveal another storage compartment. There are 2 glove boxes, one lower, which is pretty large, and one pretty high up for easy access.
Lastly, door bins are pretty large and able to accommodate some pretty big water bottles.
The boot is rather small when all 7 seats are up.
However, press the button and the electronically folding seats make noticeably more room.
The middle row also folds down with a press of a button and provides ample storage space.
Aside from the buttons here in the back, there's an added option to fold the seats from the central console, as well as from your phone, using a dedicated app.
The Discovery is officially a mid-size luxury SUV, but in terms of interior practicality, it is better than some full-size SUVs.
Nobody really doubted that the Discovery would be given a 5-star ANCAP safety rating.
Standard safety features include 6 airbags, including full-length curtain airbags, as well as electronic stability and traction control, AEB, pedestrian detection, ABS, brake assist, EBD, lane departure warning, parking sensors, and as you go up the trim level ladder, you get more things such as reversing camera or even a 360 camera system in the top trim level. Further optional features include blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, driver fatigue detection, active lane keeping, adaptive cruise control, self-parking assist, and tyre pressure monitoring.
Refinement is at Range Rover level in a Land Rover.
Even that steering wheel is familiar from the Velar we all recently drove and loved, just not as fancy.
If you're looking for interior practicality paired with off-road capability, the new Discovery is awesome. If you're looking for a composed family trip car, it's even better.
It is also lighter and far better to drive than the previous model.
Prices start around $70,000, and this one will set you back around $117,000 once you get it on road.
However, I gotta say the base model is pretty basic. I'm not sure many of these will be sold in the entry trim level. Furthermore, tempting features are cleverly sprinkled on the different trim levels, so they keep pushing you to tick those boxes.
Basically, it's supposed to be a proper luxury car, and it is, but you need to get to at least SE or even HSE. And that is not cheap. But then again, luxury is rarely cheap. Thanks for watching CarTell TV. Make sure you like us on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And for all of the specs of this particular model, make sure you visit our website. See you soon.